The Shenyang WZ-9 Divine Eagle represents a specialized development within the field of high-altitude, long-endurance unmanned aerial vehicles. Its design and intended operational use are focused on the specific mission of providing persistent wide-area surveillance and, most notably, on the challenging task of detecting and tracking aircraft designed with very low observable characteristics, commonly known as stealth aircraft. The platform's existence and general configuration have been discussed in various analytical reports and through observations of its deployment, though detailed official specifications remain classified. The following exposition synthesizes available information to provide a comprehensive technical and operational profile. The fundamental airframe architecture of the WZ-9 employs a twin boom and twin fuselage configuration. This design is not merely aesthetic but serves critical functional purposes. The twin boom structure, which connects the tail surfaces to the main wing, provides a large and rigid platform that is inherently more stable in flight than a single fuselage design of comparable size. This stability is a prerequisite for the effective operation of high-resolution sensors, particularly radars, which require a steady platform to generate accurate data. The presence of two distinct fuselages creates a large central space between them, above the main wing. This space is engineered to house and elevate large radar arrays. By positioning these arrays high above the wing, the system gains an unobstructed 360-degree field of view, which is essential for panoramic surveillance and for minimizing radar blind spots that could be exploited by an adversary. The propulsion system consists of a single jet engine, identified by analysts as a turbofan type due to its requirement for high-altitude efficiency. This engine is mounted in a nacelle positioned directly on top of the center section of the wing. This placement is a deliberate engineering choice. It positions the air intake and exhaust away from the ground when the aircraft is at rest, reducing the ingestion of debris, and it also contributes to a lower infrared signature by shielding the hot exhaust from direct view from below. The performance envelope of the WZ-9 is defined by two key parameters: altitude and endurance. The operational service ceiling is reported to be approximately 25,000 meters, which places the aircraft firmly within the stratosphere. At this extreme altitude, the air is thin, offering significantly reduced aerodynamic drag, which contributes to fuel efficiency. More importantly, it positions the platform's sensors so that their radar horizon extends for hundreds of kilometers, allowing for the monitoring of a vast surface area and airspace. Flying at such an altitude also places the platform above most conventional civilian air traffic, commercial weather systems, and the effective engagement envelope of many surface-to-air missile systems. The reported endurance of up to 35 hours is a function of its aerodynamic efficiency, large internal fuel capacity, and the fuel-efficient turbofan engine. This endurance enables missions that can last for a day and a half, allowing for continuous patrols over strategically critical areas without the need for frequent rotations back to base, a capability known as persistence. The core of the WZ-9's unique capability is its advanced sensor suite, which is centered around a sophisticated radar system. The platform is reported to be equipped with large, multi-band active electronically scanned array radars. An AESA radar is composed of many small, solid-state transmit-receive modules, which allow it to generate multiple, independent radar beams simultaneously. This means the radar can perform several functions at once, such as scanning a wide area, tracking multiple designated targets, and conducting detailed mapping, all concurrently. The multi-band aspect is particularly critical for the counter-stealth mission. Most modern stealth aircraft are optimized to deflect or absorb radar energy in certain specific frequency bands, typically those used by traditional fire control and engagement radars, such as the X-band. The WZ-9 is reported to utilize additional, lower frequency bands, such as the very high frequency and ultra-high frequency ranges. The physical wavelengths in these bands are much longer. These long waves can resonate with the larger structural features of an aircraft, such as the juncture between the wing and fuselage, or the vertical stabilizers, rather than just the fine surface details. This resonance can generate radar returns that are detectable, even if the precise shape and location of the aircraft are harder to determine than with a higher frequency radar. This provides a detection capability against targets that might otherwise remain invisible. Beyond the hardware of the radar, the operational concept for the WZ-9 involves a networked approach known as multistatic radar. In a traditional monostatic radar system, the same platform both transmits the radar signal and receives the reflection. In a multistatic system, one WZ-9 can transmit a radar signal, while several other WZ-9s, or other friendly assets in the network, positioned dozens or hundreds of kilometers away, can receive the reflected signals. A stealth aircraft is designed to minimize the energy reflected directly back to the transmitter, but it cannot make itself perfectly invisible from all possible angles. The energy it does reflect will scatter in many directions. A receiver in a different location from the transmitter may be able to detect these scattered signals. By using multiple receivers and sophisticated signal processing, the network can triangulate the position, speed, and track of the stealthy target. This makes the detection system vastly more resilient and difficult to defeat, as jamming or evading signals from multiple, moving, and geographically separated nodes is an extremely complex challenge. Recent analytical reports from late 2024 indicate that the WZ-9 program has progressed into a phase of operational deployment and evaluation. Evidence points to the platform being stationed at bases in geographically sensitive regions. This movement from a testing environment to forward deployment signifies that the technology is considered mature enough for real-world evaluation and integration into existing defense structures. It is in a stage where tactics, procedures, and data integration with other military systems are being refined under operational conditions. Concerning variants and armament, there is no credible information in the public domain to suggest that any armed variants of the WZ-9 exist or are under development. The platform's design, from its airframe to its powerplant and sensor payload, is optimized for a single role, that of an unarmed, dedicated sensor platform. It is an intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance asset. Its weapon is the data it produces. The future developmental trajectory of the WZ-9 is logically extrapolated from this role. Continued development will almost certainly focus on enhancing the computational power and algorithms for data fusion and target identification, improving the security, bandwidth, and latency of its data links, and refining its integration into a larger system of systems. In this overarching combat network, the WZ-9 would function as the long-range eyes, providing high-fidelity targeting data to other assets, such as manned fighter aircraft, naval vessels, or ground-based missile batteries, that are equipped to engage the identified targets at long range. The platform's ultimate value lies not in its own armament, but in its ability to enable the lethality of the entire networked force by breaking the veil of stealth and providing a continuous, high-altitude picture of the battlespace.